dear Minister of Labor and Social Security, dear Deputy Minister of Development, dear Rector, dear Dean of the College of Engineering of Columbia, Vice Rectors, Vice Deans of Columbia, and Deans of NTUA, and members of the board of NTUA, head of Endeavor and of HIAS, and the dear colleagues and students. Thank you very much for attending this important event today, which is the kickoff of the Lab to Market program. This is a program that we are very much excited about here at NTUA, and you are going to understand today why we are so much excited. Let me start by calling to the podium the Minister, Madam, I think you are the first, Mrs. Kerameos, to say hello to the meeting.
I should truly not be first, but thank you very much, dear Deputy Minister, dear Rector, dear Dean of Columbia School of Engineering and Applied Science, dear Columbia Global Center Athens Director, Mr. Gandolfo, dear Ms. Grabowski, dear Mr. Thoren, professors, representatives of organizations, dear students, above all, and ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure and honor to join you today for the inauguration of the Lab to Market, Bridging Innovation and Entrepreneurship, a bold and forward-looking strategic initiative jointly launched by the National Technical University of Athens and Columbia University. This initiative stands as a powerful example of what can be achieved when academic excellence, international cooperation, and entrepreneurial ambition come together with a shared purpose to empower the next generation of scientists, entrepreneurs, and to transform cutting-edge research into real-world impact. At the Ministry of Labor, we see firsthand how innovation, entrepreneurship, and skills development are truly central to creating high-quality jobs, retaining talent, and strengthening social cohesion. Initiatives such as Lab to Market play a crucial role in ensuring that scientific knowledge does not remain confined to laboratories, but instead becomes a driver, I would say, of sustainable economic growth and meaningful employment, especially for young people. Investing in the continuous training of the workforce with up-to-date skills and connecting them effectively to the job market is also among our highest priorities. At the same time, I must confess I'm very touched to see this initiative build upon foundations laid during our first term in government when I had the true privilege of serving as Minister of Education. During that period, Ms. Grabowski knows very, very well, we worked really hard, systematically, to internationalize Greek higher education, to strengthen partnerships between our great Greek universities together with top US universities and universities from all over the world, and to connect, I would say, academic research and with innovation in the market. The deepening of collaboration between Greek and US universities was a strategic priority. And in this framework, the emblematic FAROS program, in the context of which 30 top US universities came to Greece in November of 2022, was designed precisely to foster excellence, outward-looking academic ecosystems, and bridges between research, industry, and society, a program that the current minister, Sofia Zacharaki, is pursuing with determination. Lab to Market is a natural continuation of this initial vision. It reflects the shared belief that Greece's scientific talent is world-class, that our students and researchers can compete globally, and that international academic collaboration is a catalyst for national development. The structure of this initiative, combining instruction in business fundamentals, mentorship and networking, exposure to New York's dynamic innovation ecosystem during New York Tech Week, and a pitch competition with seed funding, offers participants a truly comprehensive entrepreneurial journey. It equips them not only with the technical knowledge, but also with the mindset, networks, and confidence needed to bring ideas to market. And I would say that the first cohort alone speaks volumes about the success of this initiative. 90 students, 25 teams, selected through a highly competitive process representing a very diverse mix of academic levels, disciplines, universities, regions, and perspectives. The strong participation of women, the focus on deep tech, AI, sustainability, energy, and health tech, and the nationwide reach of the program all demonstrate its inclusive and future-oriented character. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to very warmly commend the Columbia Global Center of Athens, the School of Engineering and Applied Science at Columbia University, and the National Technical University of Athens for their leadership and vision. Warmest congratulations also as a whole to Columbia Business School, Endeavor Greece, the Hellenic Institute of Advanced Studies, and of course, the Blavatnik Family Foundation, whose generous support makes this ambitious and inclusive program possible at no cost whatsoever to the participants, including international mobility. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Minister. I want to also thank you for the role that Ms. Kerameos played in jumpstarting the startup culture in the universities. For many this age, it was not clear whether the Greek professors and researchers could participate in entrepreneurship, whether they could create startups and spin-offs or not. It was a very fuzzy legal framework, and everything was clarified during her tenure at the Minister of Education. So this was an important step for what is happening today. So thank you very much. And I would like to call the Deputy Minister of Development responsible for research and innovation, Mr. Stavros Kalafatis.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor for me to be here. I would like to give my congratulations for the two tremendous institutions. The collaboration is a key word. Bridges is another word. What we are trying to do over the last few years is exactly to take care of what's going on in the future. We all know that a new era actually is coming. New technologies are playing a vital role in business, in in our ordinary life. And what we're trying to do over the last few years in the government is to translate the research outcomes, the educational outcomes, the businesses. We're trying to get very close all the stakeholders of the ecosystem of new knowledge that is coming in order to have it as a weapon to earn actually the future. And what's happening right now, it's something that gives us very courage actually. And we are very optimistic about the future because we have the talented, we have the research centers, we have a very strong educational system. And what we're trying to do is to put all this together and to create a strong team in order to win the future. Congratulations, thank you very much. And I think that the best for our country is in front of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kalafatis. Technology transfer needs support, needs equipment, and we are thankful to your ministry for supporting NTUA. And be sure that NTUA is investing wisely the money that you give for our support. I would like to call to the podium our rector, Professor Hadjigeorgiou, to address the meeting.
Dear Minister, Ms. Kerameos, dear Deputy Minister, Mr. Kalafatis, Dear Dean Sifu, Professor Sifu, dear Mr. Peter Toren, dear Mrs. Grabowski, dear Mr. Gandolfo, dear Mrs. Varvariou, it is a great pleasure to welcome you today in this event, and thank you for joining us at this important moment for the Lab to Market initiative, an innovation and entrepreneurship program organized in collaboration with leading international partners. Lab to Market connects academic research with real-world applications. Its core objective is to ensure that high-level scientific knowledge does not remain confined within the academic community, but is translated into solutions, ventures and technologies that contribute meaningfully to society and the economy. Today's event concludes a productive 3-day in-person bootcamp, while at the same time signaling the continuation of a broader and creative journey, both for the teams selected in this cycle and for those who will participate in future editions of the initiative. As a university, the National Technical University of Athens strongly supports initiatives of this kind. Our goal and noble aspiration are to expand our students' horizons and provide the tools for their personal development, assisting at the same time their future careers. It is our responsibility to show them the paths where innovation meets entrepreneurship and how technological advancements, which are at the core of their engineering education, are materialized into real-world products for the benefit of the society. We believe that universities have a responsibility not only to produce excellent research, but also to enable its impact beyond the walls of academia. Supporting entrepreneurship based on scientific knowledge is a key part of this responsibility. Initiatives such as Lab to Market provide researchers and early-stage teams with the opportunity to explore how their work can evolve into practical applications, innovative services, or new enterprises without compromising scientific rigor or academic values. Equally important is the social dimension of such initiatives. When research results reach the market, industry, and society, they can address real needs, improve quality of life, and contribute to sustainable development. This outward flow of knowledge is central to our mission as a public university. Finally, Lab to Market reflects the international outlook and extroversion of the National Technical University of Athens. Through strategic collaborations with leading institutions, including top universities abroad, we strengthen the global presence of Greek scientific excellence and create meaningful opportunities for exchange, learning, and co-creation. This initiative is a clear example of how academic excellence, entrepreneurship, social contribution, and international collaboration can coexist and reinforce one another. I would like to thank all partners, collaborators, and supporters who contribute to the success of this initiative, as well as the teams who have engaged with it so far and those who will follow in the future cycles. Representing the entire community of the National Technical University of Athens, I would like to give my sincere appreciation to Columbia Engineering, represented by D. Sing Fu Chang, and the Vice Dean and NTUA graduate George Deodatis, for the initiative to establish this collaboration with NTUA. I would like also to thank the involved entities Endeavor Greece and Mrs. Konstantas Boku, who is also a distinguished graduate of NTUA, as well as the Hellenic Institute of Advanced Studies, represented by Professor and good friend of mine, Dora Varvariou, for their participation and essential contribution to this effort. Apparently, nothing would happen without the generous support of the Blavatnik Family Foundation, and we are happy and privileged to have with us today the Executive Vice President of the Foundation, Mr. Peter Toren. Dear Peter, please accept my deepest appreciation. Thank you all for being with us today.
Thank you very much. I must say that it has not always been easy to talk about entrepreneurship at a Greek university or and in particular at National Technical University of Athens. And I think it took determination and guts in some cases from our rector and our previous rector, Professor Boudouvis, so that it is now natural and very simple to talk about entrepreneurship here. I want to call to the podium Professor Sufi Chang, the Dean of Engineering at Columbia, and a good friend of ours. Please come.
Good afternoon or good evening. Really so wonderful to be here. I'm Dean of Columbia Engineering School, Shifu Chen. And I'm also here with several of my Columbia colleagues here to really take a part of this very, very exciting lab to market initiative. It's very easy to invite my colleague coming here, NTUA, and all the other institutions, Columbia Global Center, because this is really home of a lot of outstanding students and also faculty, and also very collaborative, supportive parents and alumni of Columbia Engineering School. For us, this is more like coming home to really collaborate with all of you on this exciting project. Thank you for inviting us. And of course, I'd like to thank all the partners working together. And this will not be possible specifically without the generous support of the Blavatnik Family Foundation. And really, we're so wonderful to have Peter Zoran here with us. And Peter is also on the board of visitor for Columbia Engineering School, such an inspiring connector, and also help us to set this one up. Thank you, Peter. Columbia University as an institution, we are dedicated to research education, just like NTUA and many institutions here in Greece. We are committed to cultivating the next generation of leaders, thinkers, and innovators. And we are fortunate to be located in one of the most vibrant cities in the world, New York City, a nexus for innovation, technology, and investment, and home to an incredibly diverse, vibrant spectrum of industry. We are also magnet to attracting top talents from all around the world, and many of them during the winter break are here today. So welcome our students in the audience today. But with the confluence of talents, idea, and markets, we've been able to create vibrant entrepreneurship ecosystem. But for us to scale, to really amplify our impact of education, training the innovation leaders, that's today's event, today's initiative is exactly the effort we have been looking for. With this new initiative, we are particularly excited about combining the amazing talent pool and also the global mentor network and the rich resources in Athens, in Greece, in New York, and greater region. This collaboration, this framework allow us to support our students, provide resources and skills and collaboration environment for them to turn their ideas into the real world product with a societal impact. I'm very confident the outcome of this effort will be very successful because a lot of our work has been happening already through all the collaboration framework here. And we'll continue to make progress through this collaboration, particularly going through Columbia Global Center Athens and many partner Endeavor, NTUA, as well as Hellenic Institute of Advanced Science here. Within a short time, you have heard that we already received more than 100 applications. I think it's a very selective process. I just say at Columbia, we have a hard time to decide which student admit, which student to welcome. I think this program is becoming another program that really attracts so many students, so many talents to join us. Some of you know our school's vision is engineering for humanity. So I personally feel that the effort we are launching is exactly aligned with that vision. The topic we choose today, sustainability, deep tech, health tech, AI. We're just chatting about the impact of AI. It's going to have a huge impact, not only on education, business, industry, every sector of a society. So how do we take idea from lab, classroom, through the entire scaling process to the product with a society impact? Exactly what we're looking for. So I think it's a very perfectly aligned, meaningful effort for Columbia University. I'm sure it's also perfectly aligned with all institutions here. So I'm looking forward to see many ideas coming out from this effort. I'm personally looking forward to welcoming all our student team here in the summer in New York City. Thank you. Congratulations to everyone.
Thank you very much, Sifu. I remember it was clear since the visit of Sifu at NTUA together with Professor Blavatnik and Professor Kinesis and Elisa Konofau, it was clear from his enthusiasm that this program was going to happen. So thank you very much, and we are looking forward to future collaboration also. We were discussing several other things with Columbia. I would like to now call to the podium Stefanos Gadolfo, Director of the Columbia Center. Please come here.
Wow, it's extremely hard to believe that less than a year ago, we were all in this room where we first presented the Lab to Market initiative, and back then just as an idea. In less than 10 months, so many people in this room have come together to make what seemed like a dream a reality. And I think the enthusiasm is palpable in the room here tonight. Dear students, I'd like to welcome you and congratulate you sincerely, because the application process was indeed extremely rigorous and very tough. The 90 students that we have here today with us, coming from all over Greece, were able to, they submitted the best applications out of more than 400 individual applicants. And I think for that, we should all warmly congratulate the students for their huge achievements and for all the incredible things that they will achieve in the coming months. Now, over the past 3 days, I had the pleasure of meeting many of their teams and hearing their ideas. And as I mentioned to them on Wednesday, and I'd like to mention it again, please use us all of us here in this room today, your instructors, the mentors, the staff, even the guests, you never know. Everyone in this room, except me, that is, because you see, I have a PhD in Chinese philosophy. And so my only advice to you is that if you want to solve real world problems or make money, don't go into Chinese philosophy. But jokes aside, I would like to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude to several individuals and organizations who are gracing us with their presence here today. So first, to all of our remarkable partners from NTUA, Endeavor, HIAS, for your incredible contributions over the past 3 days and the past few months, and to my team at the Global Center, Columbia Global Center here in Athens, thank you for all the incredible work you have done. To all of our incredible mentors, business leaders, and entrepreneurs who are generously sharing their time, their knowledge and network, and are helping the teams grow with real hands-on knowledge and experience. I would like to thank Catherine Karadzas for her and her team for providing essential pro bono legal work to support the program. I'd also like to thank the Columbia alumni community who have believed in the center and have been able to envision what we're trying to create. Some specific mentions, Dean Dakolias, Christos and Marina Kostadakopoulos, Eftichis and Glikeria Vasilaki, thank you all for your immense generosity and vision. And I would like to thank in particular Mr. Nikos Tsakos, who is one of our most enthusiastic alumni and supporters, who we were on the phone last night, and after hearing of just how well the initiative was going, he felt compelled to offer further support. And so, for this reason, I'm very thrilled to announce that the Maria Tsakos Foundation and the Tsakos Maritime Academy in HIAS will support the Columbia Global Center in Athens with a gift to provide one scholarship for one NTUA student to pursue a master's degree at Columbia Engineering. This generous gift will cover the tuition and travel expenses and will extend for 5 years and will have immediate effect with this new academic year. So thank you, Nico. Your electrifying enthusiasm is as deep as your immense generosity. I would like to thank Minister Kerameos for her unwavering support and boundless energy, which were absolutely essential in getting the center established. A deep and heartfelt thanks to the First Lady of Greece, our proud alumna, Ms. Grabowski-Mitsotaki, who has been a steadfast champion of the center. Without her, I think none of us would be here. And finally, and most importantly, I would like to express my profound gratitude to the Blavatnik Family Foundation, especially to Len and to Peter Thoren, who's gracing us with your presence today, for your vision and generosity. Your gift is important because it will transform the lives of hundreds of extremely talented young Greek kids, and we thank you profoundly for that. Thank you all. And congratulations to the students.
Thank you, Stefano, for the help you are giving. I think implementation is very important for this program to succeed. And your team is provides the glue between the different organizations. Thank you very much. It was great news to hear about this scholarship by Mr. Tsakos, and who is going to have a big impact on some of our graduates. So thank you very much. I would like now to call to the podium Thoren to address the meeting.
Kalisperos Sas. It's a great honor to be with you this afternoon to celebrate the opening of the Athens Columbia Global Center. Over the past decade, the foundation has provided over $1 billion to support educational and scientific institutions around the world. Founded by Len Blavatnik, who unfortunately is unable to be here this afternoon, although he would very much like to be. The foundation strives to promote innovation, discovery, and creativity to benefit society. Among the institutions we've had the privilege to work with and have supported over the years is Columbia University. Our work with Dean Chang and his very talented colleagues has included supporting students in the School of Engineering and accelerating the commercialization of advanced faculty research. We are pleased to build on that relationship by supporting this innovative collaboration between Columbia and NTUA, and we look forward to growing ever closer to both institutions in the future. Greece has always been a center of innovation, discovery, and learning. As scientists and entrepreneurs, you students stand on the shoulders of those who came before you and who, through their expansive thought, introduced the world to new ideas and better ways of doing things, moving society forward. My hope for you and for the Lab to Market initiative is that you are similarly bold, innovative, persistent, creative, and unfailingly optimistic, thinking big while applying everything you learn and maximizing every contact you make to usher in a new wave of entrepreneurship in this wonderful, rapidly changing country of yours. Moreover, Be certain to pay it forward, remembering your time at NTUA with fierce determination to help others like yourselves in the future. As Epictetus advised, first say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do. After watching your excellent presentations yesterday, I'm very confident that you will not only succeed, but you will thrive in the years ahead. Ευχαριστώ.
Ευχαριστούμε, Peter, for being for the support you're providing to this program, that making this program possible, and for your friendship. And we'll try to do our best so that this support is one of the best investments you have made in philanthropy and in the development of human resources. So thank you very much. And then I would like to call Stefano Cadolfo to the podium.
Great. So now we're moving into the second part of today's event, where we're going to have a series of panels, and they're all going to be fairly short and sweet. And we're going to start a panel with one of the most important elements of the lab to market, which is the diversity of the partners involved. So we have two universities, two leading global universities, and two incredible networks of practitioners and academics from around the world. You have already heard their names. And so I think we, as the Global Center, as Manos just said, are extremely privileged to be the glue between all of these different entities. So without any further ado, I'd love to call all of the participants of the panel, you know who you are, to come on stage. Mano, George, Elisa, Costanza, Dora, please come on the stage. John, I can't see you, but I know you're there. Great. I'd just like to start on a personal note and say, you know, when we started this, which was less than 6 months ago, I thought it was extremely hard, you know, to work with so many different institutions, different time zones. But one thing I've learned is that working with engineers and people from the business community is very different than working from people from the humanities. And so it has been an absolute pleasure to be working with all of you. And so I think it would be very helpful for everyone in the audience to hear from your perspective, from your institution, from where you sit, and to maybe help clarify a little bit more of what the Lab to Market program is. And Mano, I would love to start with you and to hear your insight on how do you see international collaborations such as the one that we're doing accelerating the research commercialization at NTUA, but also more broadly in strengthening Greece's university innovation ecosystem.
I think it's working, right? So the role of the university is really twofold: education and the research. So at NTUA, we are receiving the vote of confidence of the Greek society every year regarding education through the applications that we get of students. And we are receiving also the vote of confidence from the scientific community through the research programs we attract here for our research. However, there is still a gap between the research success of NTUA and the impact of this research to society and to the economy. In a few words, we're doing, I think, very good research, but we also have to have products and services being developed that are going to enter the society and also have an economic impact. So I think this program is going to help a lot in this transition, this technology transfer. NTUA educates very good engineers, the engineers of the future. It has very good, extremely good researchers. But we also have to create the CEOs of tomorrow and who have more in their mind the business aspects. So this program is going to help in that. We do not have to create anything from scratch since we have these great collaborators here. So we have Columbia, which is very well known worldwide in terms of for its engineering, technology, the entrepreneurship tradition. So we can learn from them. We have Endeavor, which is an organization of people who have already succeeded. They have already done it. They have been there. They have done it. So they can help our students as mentors and as also as probably collaborators in the future. We also have HIAS, the Hellenic Institute of Advanced Studies, which is representing the Greek diaspora. The Greek diaspora is a big plus for Greece, of course. Each of its members is a real ambassador of Greece without having the official title, a real ambassador to the world, and they create connections to all this. So I think that this gap, that I mentioned before, between research and the economic impact is going to be reduced greatly through this project. Okay. And I must mention also that the startup culture and the spin-off culture that is being created is very natural for the engineers of NTUA. Yeah. NTUA engineers love the freedom, the independence, yeah. And I think this is going to give also a development model for Greece. Right. So we're looking forward to this initiative that is going to greatly help our students, which is the main measure of success for our program.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mano. I mean, what I've learned over the past few months is that entrepreneurship is really a chain, and so we have to look at all the different steps. And so, Costanza, I'd like to turn to you, and from your perspective, what do you see? What makes a university-born innovation compelling to the market, compelling to market partners and people who are outside of the university setting? Why does this matter from your perspective?
Yes, thank you, Stefano. Greece has one of the highest percentage in STEM graduates in Europe. That shows actually improves our academic foundations. However, there's a very small number of spin-offs coming out of the academic environment. And this is where we feel that we can help by creating the conditions and the network and the full support in order to have some successful and thrive commercialization of these ideas and of the research. So we bring here our 30 years of experience as an organization that started back in a global organization started back in 1997 and in Greece since 2012. And we are very proud to be part of Lab to Market initiative. We provide access to a global network, basically. So we bring founders as mentors, founders that have succeeded already, and now they can give back, they pay it forward by investing, by supporting, by giving their insight, and create new generations of founders. The Greek innovation ecosystem is at a turning point, we believe. So in order to reach the next growth phase, it's very much dependent on our ability to build a stronger entrepreneurial mindset. And for that, we can inspire through our network, which is also global. We are very much connected with the Greeks of diaspora, but we're also present as an organization in 50 countries. So with this initiative, we have engaged 40 plus people, mentors from our network, not only Greeks, but most of them founders that they come for NTUA, also from other engineering schools. And these are the right people to talk to the students that are in this program because they speak the same language, they have the same background. And these are mainly the founders and the entrepreneurs that they paid forward, and now they are going to support these 25 amazing teams out of 90 future founders. We also open up all our network, everything we do to the students, and we are present as Endeavor Greece with the Greeking Out events in 10 cities around the world. So all the students will be invited to join everything we do, worldwide gathering of Endeavor in the summer of 2026 here in Athens, collaboration with Panathinaikos. So some of the people, the founders here as well, people will be invited to join, start being part of the ecosystem, start understanding how this economy, how this ecosystem works. So we are present in 3 cities in US. People will be invited to join. We will also organize particular events here for them in Athens, and we will have close collaboration with the 2 institutions to support.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Costanza. And I think this emphasis on the global dimension, that Endeavor, yes, there's Endeavor Greece, but there's Endeavor all around the world, and you're opening so many doors, and that is absolutely incredible. And on that note, I'd like to take us on the other side of the Atlantic, which also just happens to be on the other side of the table, and go to George Diodatis. You're Vice Dean for Research at Columbia Engineering. And so my question to you, and maybe the question that a lot of people in the audience have, is why is this initiative important for Columbia and Columbia Engineering?
Thank you, Stefanos. There are multiple reasons for this. First, this initiative, this program, further strengthens the relationship between Columbia and one of the absolutely top universities in the world, the National Technical University of Athens. This is very important for Columbia. Second, I would say this program aligns perfectly with the strategic mission of Columbia's School of Engineering and Applied Science, which is, as Dean Chang has mentioned, engineering for humanity. I participated yesterday in the presentation of all 26 teams. And I can say that all of them have objectives that eventually will benefit humanity. Let me give you just a few examples from the amazing presentations from yesterday. There was a group trying to help patients with Alzheimer's. Another group trying to help people affected by Parkinson's disease. Another group, people suffering from rheumatoid arthritis. The outcomes of these ideas will certainly benefit humanity. And it's not only in the biomedical field. Let me just mention from my memory, there was a group trying to solve the problem of energy storage. Sometimes, as you know, there is overproduction of energy from renewables, and we have to store it somewhere. So this group had an idea on how to store this in a non-chemical way, without using batteries, but using gravity. And several others, all the way to ideas helping the tourist industry. in Greece. So I would say, yes, this program aligns perfectly with our strategic mission of engineering for humanity.
Okay.
And there is also another reason, but this is purely personal. As we know, this initiative involves two institutions, the National Technical University of Athens and Columbia University, and I am a very proud alumnus of both of these institutions.
It's all because of you, George, that we're here. And speaking about humanity, John, you've run similar programs in the past in the U.S., but also in other countries in different parts of humanity. And so my question to you is a little bit more self-reflective in some sense of like, how do we manage to, provide the tools and the systems that are necessary for the students to advance their ideas effectively in a way that is true across different contexts? How have you managed to do that, and how do you see playing out here in the past 3 days? Yeah.
Sure. So, well, I think, the goals worldwide are pretty similar. So, this idea of translating technology and creating companies that are effective, that exists everywhere. The challenges, though, are a little bit different. And so, we've worked, I've done some work in India, especially, and worked in the US, and I've also helped in other places. I'll be heading to Cyprus this weekend in order to help them with their environment. And, it's important to understand what the obstacles are and what the opportunities are. And one of the great things, when we we had a workshop here earlier this year, it was really to discuss where are the gaps, because Greece has a lot of strength. Greece actually has a lot of startups and a lot of support. And, the gap here is different than in India, believe it or not. And the gap that we saw in that workshop was really in that very early translation at the university level, helping the teams take that university research. And believe it or not, we have the same problem in the US. So the programs that we run are pretty similar in that sense. India, it's actually quite different, as an example. And so the program is tuned to really look at those early ideas and refine them while they're still in the research stage, and help them launch by mapping them to real world problems. Okay. And so, so it's really about understanding what's happening, having an open and friendly interaction, making it low risk for the students, and having the support. And I really want to thank also the Blavatnik Family Foundation for bringing that, because, it makes it easy for the students to sign up, and, if it works, that's great. And if it doesn't work, no catastrophe, because they're still students, the rent's still paid, it's much easier than doing it after you graduate. And so it's really, really about mapping to the context, to the culture, and to the need. So I'm really excited.
Thank you, John. And it has been a true pleasure to see you and the entire team, Ivy and Daria from New York, in action over the past 3 days. I think you are all extremely talented in bringing out the best from our students. So thank you for everything you've done. And someone else who has engaged a lot with our students is Elisa Konofaru, who has been a bridge between NTUA and Columbia for several years now, because she has been participating in the translational biomedical engineering program with Professor Nikita, who's here in the audience with us today. And so you've seen firsthand like what it means to translate scientific discovery, academic discovery into a clinical, in particular, market adoption. So what are the biggest gaps, and how do you see the lab to market, addressing these gaps?
Yeah, thank you, Stefan, and for the question. And it's a great pleasure to indeed know that there's so much talent in Greece in general. And I think it's important to say that NTUA is amazing, but there's a lot of other students here that are from all over Greece. So that's actually important. And I have grown over the past few years, actually. I've been 22 years now and counting at Columbia. And some of the best students, as Shifu now knows, are from NTUA. especially in engineering. And this has been my own kept secret, but I think now it's out there. I used to always with Nadia here in the audience know who are the best students and then pluck them away. So it's important also to give back. So that's why actually I'm here and very excited to see that since last March that is happening. But when it comes to biomedical engineering, and I think George stole my thunder, yes, it is engineering for humanity, first of all. And I think biomedical engineers by nature, we're here to benefit people who are friends and family who are sick. And they inspire us to basically change and be able to improve their health. And sometimes it doesn't happen in a textbook. You're not going to be able to find anywhere a magic formula that you can take something from a discovery in the lab all the way to the clinic. In fact, it's extremely convoluted and extremely meandering. And I found out the hard way how to do it. And now I hope that I can pass it on. And all these bright students, they're part of the program. And over the next few years, there's going to be a lot more bright students that are going to join. A way to actually tell them a little bit more about how to avoid some of the pitfalls that we have found on the way. And of course, the ecosystem that we're building, and it's a huge ecosystem, it goes beyond this room and it's all worldwide, as we know by definition of Columbia Global and Columbia University as a whole, is to be able to engage all the stakeholders, as John and Ivy and Dario have been educating our students about, that include obviously engineers, scientists, and of course, doctors who are actually there to adopt the technology. Those are completely different planets, completely different cultures, and it's very important to know how to interface. So, and then of course the outcome is amazing. The fact that you can one day impact the health of so many people with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, rheumatoid arthritis, and of course beyond that. So it's very exciting to be able to educate actively these bright students of ours.
Great. Thank you, Elisa. And now to close us off and to end with where we started with the value of international partnerships, and I'd love to turn to you, Dora. I think it might be very helpful to tell us a little bit what HIAS is exactly, and also how you see the lab to market adding new possibilities in this, long-term bridge and complex network between researchers, innovation, and entrepreneurs.
Thank you, Stefan, and thank you all. As others have mentioned so far, I mean, the international aspect of this collaboration is extremely important for our students. And it is very important for two reasons. Also for personal and psychological reasons. It's a great boost to self-confidence. And I think, being a student in a university which is not in the center of entrepreneurial hotspot, the opportunity to collaborate with the best in the world, like the HIAS Engineering School, and also Endeavor, this international entrepreneurial hub all over the world, I think gives them the confidence to grow outside Greece, and that's extremely important. But in a dual way, it also teaches them humility. Humility in the sense that they understand that they have to transform from this state of great potential. The smartest Greeks in Greece come in with a great potential. They realize that they have to go into a continuous process of becoming world-class entrepreneurs. In a world that it is changing constantly, especially in technology, where is our subject, whereas technology is something that's changing in an amazing velocity and space. HIAS, as it was mentioned before, is the Hellenic Institute of Advanced Studies, is a non-profit organization that brings together the Greek diaspora of scientists and technologists, like the best Greeks of the diaspora worldwide, people say that if all these professors and scientists were members of the same university, that would be the best university in the world. So HIAS has been established for already 3 to 4 years. And Elisa Konofau is member of the board, but we also have with us Efthymios Kaxiras, who traveled from Harvard to be here with us today, and Andreas Boutouvis, they're also part of this, the board of directors of this network. So those great scientists that, a lot of them are actually NTUA alumni. And, they are very excited. We are very excited to be part of this great initiative. First, as it fulfills our mission. The mission is to bridge the scientists of the diaspora with their counterparts in Greece and create bridges to give the opportunity, especially to the young ones, to make the brave leap forward. And we've been very active in Greece with many, holding many workshops and summer schools for the last 3 or 4 years in different areas, summer schools in AI and sustainability issues. Also, we've been part of the establishment of the Robotics Institute in Greece, Hiron. So this is, as was sometimes called, the φιλική εταιρεία in sciences and technologies. And these people, want to connect with the Greek, the young NTUA alums as a way of connecting back to themselves, right? In the beginning of their trip to their big and successful careers. So I want to, closing, I want to stress one point that Professor Chang and Professor Deodatis mentioned before, which is technology for society. And, it's well known that NTUA and NTUA's alums have been the engine behind the transformation of the Greek state through building infrastructure, for building the industry and helping the economy grow. So NTUA has a tradition to give back to society and to support Greece and in its move forward. So I hope that this program will, further help NTUA and its alums strengthen their tradition in giving back to the Greek society and to the world.
Thank you, Dora.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dora, and thank you all. Thank you. And now I'd like to call Panagiotis Karabinis and Apostolos Apostolakis, our double NTUA and Columbia alum, to come to the stage.
Wonderful. We have to be quick and short and sweet, right? And we have to address mostly the 90 founders, wannabe founders in the room, because I hated to spoil it to you guys, but we have the hottest investor in the country with us, and I'm a big fan of Apostolos. We've been working for years together. He's apart from a graduate of NTUA in Columbia, right? So you bring the two universities together, and you know both universities. You're a founder, and you're one of the first VC investors. You were one of the first tech investors in Greece. So you embody every stakeholder that we're trying to bring together in this initiative, right? So, and I know that you are always eager to speak with founders. You're always open to new ideas, always eager to connect with young builders, right? So believe me, you need to get his attention, and we need to. I'm going to give you some hints, right? So let's do it. I want to start by asking you, I mean, this is an honest question. You're a graduate of both universities, and I'm wondering how you feel about this initiative. How important do you think this is right now in Greece for young founders, for Greek innovation?
Good question, and let me reciprocate because I'm also a big fan of the work and personally of Panos. Endeavor has done an amazing job. So I think the initiative is indeed amazing. For me, I was feeling proud when I managed to enter a national technical university, which also was where we started our first company from. I was approached by two classmates and we built eShop, and we were in civil engineering. We're not even electrical engineers, but that's how it all started. We just had the entrepreneurial bag, which allowed us to do this. But then for me, Columbia was a game changer, right? And I went there, I spent 2 years for my MBA. It was an amazing experience, eye-opening, and I wish it to everyone. This is an advice, I mean, something that I urge people to go out there and see how it is to go in an institution that really connects theory with practice. This is one thing that I missed. So I think it's an amazing opportunity, and I'm personally, and all of us should be grateful for all the stakeholders who enabled this.
So we need more practice in the educational system in Greece, and we need to connect young students with the business world and
the business mindset, the entrepreneurial mindset, in general, theory with practice.
Wonderful. I'm super glad because as we bring the mentors into the table here, right? And there's so many. Thank you for being a mentor, by the way. We've asked founders who have succeeded in the past, right? And most of them are graduates of NTUA or other polytechnic schools in Greece, right? But it's important that we connect quickly with the people who are building success stories, who are out there in the business, right? And help these students as they make their first steps. And I want to remind you that we've selected 25 companies.
I met some of them earlier.
Yeah.
And I was impressed for students who are already thinking this way and trying to build something.
Yeah, it's impressive. The level of students in Greece, I mean, as my understanding, increases every year, right? We are getting better by the year. I'm wondering, as we speak with these 90 wannabe founders, they're only just starting. Some of them haven't even started the company. It's just an idea so far. What are the traits that you're looking into a founder when you're making an investment decision? And I know that in the past, you decided to invest in people over companies, right? And that has been pretty...
Every VC investor should invest in people over companies.
Tell me about the traits of personality that you want to see in a founder.
Yes, and as a disclaimer, venture capital is a very selective kind of the business where we're looking really for people who have a huge drive, they have a chip on their shoulder, and really want to achieve great things. So it's a spectrum, and here we're to support entrepreneurship in general. Not everybody can create unicorns or global companies, but I think it's important to have an entrepreneurial culture where people are going ahead and creating companies. But if we're asking as a venture capital investor what we look for, and this has evolved since we've been around for 10 years and we've gradually become a European investor, having presence in the UK, Poland, and Spain. What we look for is this chip on the shoulder, people who are really have the ambition, they have the willingness and the drive to go through walls, and they have very high standards for themselves and for others. And this, it's a process, and we have learned what excellence is really all about. For instance, I can share another great example of Yannis Antetokounmpo, a great example of achievement. He's not the only capable intellectually or physically person to become an MVP, but he has actually put in the work. And that's why he really wanted it. And it's the same for our founders. We are looking for people who really want to go through this.
And I think sometimes this is a misconception or a mismatch on expectations, right? That there's a lot of work, there's a lot of struggle in being a founder. And I'm wondering if how do you set this expectation with founders? I mean, looking at these 90 students, how can we set the expectations straight in terms of the struggle and the effort that they need to put into this?
This is a good point because, entrepreneurship has become a bit more fashionable these days and many people are starting up. So I think people who really want to start up and create a global business, they have an understanding that this is a hard journey, but this should be communicated because sometimes we hear things about work-life balance and being able, in reality, a founder is somebody who's dedicating the next 10 years of their lives in something that is bigger than themselves, and they should be fully committed, and they should have this honesty, understanding and admitting that they are going into a very demanding journey.
As I'm sure that you have seen some of the ideas, and I'm mind blown. I think that we're really going to have some startups being founded from this cohort, right? And hopefully a lot. Do you have, as top of mind, the number one or two mistake that you see founders making the first steps? Or what should these students avoid? First steps.
Yes, one mistake we see from founders is the fact that they take too long to go to market and get feedback for their product. It's important to get the feedback because every founding team, they have this preconception about what the market needs, but in reality, they need to go out there, speak to customers, get the feedback, validate, iterate. This iteration cycle should be a short one. And this is one mistake we see. Another mistake, if hopefully, thankfully, there is some product market fit and there is a product in place, then another mistake we see is that founders are taking more time to scale themselves. They're going to do everything. They're going to do operations, finance, product development, sales, and this doesn't scale. If you're going to build a big business, you need to scale yourself by hiring great people.
I'd like to add one more. I'm supposed to be interviewing you, but
you have so much experience. Of course,
I'll take advantage of the access here. I think that one mistake that we usually do as a country in the mentality, especially young people, is think small. Right? I loved that Professor Diodatis said there's a great university in this mix, and that's NTUA. I mean, we were working with Greek diaspora founders all over the world. And you cannot believe the level, I mean, you know them, you can believe it, but the level of founders and the level of talent that this university, NTUA, and other polytechnic schools are producing, the world is truly your oyster, right? And you have nothing to fear. You can truly build world-class success stories from Greece. I mean, Anastasis Germanidis, he's the founder of Runway, a $3 billion company, AI company, a graduate from NTUA. Spiros Xanthos, his third company, third unicorn, he's a graduate from NTUA. Emilios Kalamadares, I see him here. We summoned most of them as mentors, by the way, right? So there's nothing to fear. Thinking small is perhaps...
This is a very good point, and I think it has to do with the fact that people don't realize that everything is possible, and that's why this collaboration is so important, because people who will go to New York, who will get exposed to the startup ecosystem there, and I've seen it with founders who went to New York or Silicon Valley and they got transformed because they saw what is possible and they were actually able to come back with much more expanded vision about what can happen.
So a final question. And I think that we should close with the macro perspective, right? There's so much changing. AI has accelerated everything, and the world is becoming aggressive and greedy, and I don't know what else to call it, right? And these guys are going to build their startups in this economic reality, right? So I'm wondering if we can get your sense of what's happening in Greece, innovation, the world. How do you see technology being involved? Give us a macro perspective.
I mean, a lot of topics touched here, but I think that entrepreneurship has the luxury to be a bit detached. Somebody who has a vision to create a company is kind of building despite all the issues, and that's why even in Greece, 15 or 20 years ago, we saw companies flourishing despite the very adverse macroeconomic environment. So this is a testament to the tenacity of the entrepreneurs and their ability to build businesses despite a very adverse environment. So I think what I would say is that people can start companies at any environment and they can flourish, and they shouldn't let the macro and the very sad things happening around us distract them. That's it.
About the AI, is it a bubble? Should all of them book domains with xx.ai? Is it?
It's not about building the domain. I mean, but the truth is that AI has, in essence, speed up the creation, the possibility to create a business, which makes distribution the key element of success, the key success factor. I think AI opens amazing opportunities. It's definitely not a bubble. I'm sure everybody here is using AI in one form or another. So it's all about harnessing and building businesses with what AI offers.
Forget .com or .gr, book.ai domain, so you can increase your valuation and raise money from this guy. We're excited to be part of this amazing initiative. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for this very interesting chat. Now I would like to call Evie Schultz to the podium and for a panel with some of our students, right?
Thank you for having me. Thank you to all the partners and all the wonderful Greek people who really made us feel at home this week. This is the last portion, and I know that you are all here to see the stars of the show, and we've certainly saved the best for last. So I'm going to briefly present some information about the whole cohort, and they are all stars. Please get to know these teams. I'm sure you're going to want to know them in the future. The future is looking really bright. So, wrong way. I'm going to introduce the whole cohort. As you heard, we had a really, really tough selection process. We had 105 applicants. We had 400 individuals who applied, and we selected 90. In terms of their status, it's really pretty well represented. So we have a quarter undergrad, master's, about a quarter PhD, and then also some postdocs and some recent NTUA graduates. So it's a really nice mix. And then you see in terms of the disciplines, we have all kinds of engineers. We are heavily represented by computer science and electrical engineering students, but it really is a good mix of talents and interests, all the way down to one lawyer. We've made no lawyer jokes, though. All right, this is a very good statistic. We have a 60-40 male to female balance, which is excellent. And if you look at the map of Greece, you'll see cities are represented across the country. And it's been a pleasure getting to know the students from across these regions. There are also 8 universities represented around Greece. Of course, many are from NTUA, but we've been having fun getting to know the other universities as well. And then this is a really nice question where you can see what the students are thinking in the next 5 years. So the majority want to start their own business. Some want to work for the private sector, some want to do research, and some are going to finish their research before they start a company. And here are the barriers that were reported. Number 1 is lack of funding, and number 2 is lack of business knowledge. And then, of course, there are some other barriers here, but I think we're going to be addressing many of these. And this slide is important. If you've been wondering about that data that would support the motivation for engineering for humanity, it's right here. You can see that 80% said they want to solve real-world problems. So these students are really here for the right reasons, and we've seen that. We love the energy, we love the passion, and we are so excited about the future. The other reasons are also good. We have personal growth and challenge, commercializing research results. Really, all the reasons are strong ones. And then here are some quotes that we've heard from the students. I won't read every single one, but I'll just highlight some favorites. We want to bridge the gap between knowledge and meaningful impact. And I aim to understand people's needs and create solutions that truly help. So more color to that story for engineering for humanity and solving real-world problems. Thank you, and it's time to hear from a sampling of the students. These three are here. Please meet the others, and we'll start with Alex.
Hello, everyone. It is truly an honor to be here. So my name is Alex Mandonidis, and with Yannis, Iraklis, and Spiros, we are Pharos Maritime AI. So a few things about us. We are 4 electrical and computer engineering students here at NTUA, and we are in our final year. Our main research interests are artificial intelligence and optimization models, and we are all currently starting to work on our thesis. We have actually known each other for a while now, and I have always remembered us talking about startups or running a business. Fun fact, we actually all took a course together on business management and came first in class. So if you need any help, we can help you. Anyway, in Pharos, we aim to build an AI-powered software that will help ports and port authorities make better operational decisions by providing a structured, data-informed support system across this complex environment. We learned about this program through an email announcement, and it immediately caught our attention. We thought this was a great opportunity for us to join a program through which we would learn a lot about how to actually begin working on a startup company with hands-on activities that would make us get out of our comfort zone. And I think that this fast-paced rhythm we are on is going to make that happen. We started on Wednesday, but trust me, these last few days have made us reevaluate a lot of things we took for granted on what we were supposed to do. The privilege of having access to all this mentorship and guidance through this process is really exciting, and I'm eagerly waiting to see what comes next. Thank you, everyone.
All right, Maria.
Hi, I'm Maria Devaleco. I'm an EC student here at NTUA, and I'm with the Draco team with Nikki Margarita Potamiano, which is somewhere in the crowd. She's also an EC student. And we have the lawyer that you mentioned. That's a recent law school graduate, Mike Devalecos, he's also my brother. So what is Draco? What is this tool that we're building? It's an AI tool that aims to make the Greek justice system more efficient by helping legal professionals digitize and summarize legal information and documents. So we were puzzled on how are we going to actually make this happen? Because in the advanced AI class, we took this as part of the class to make this the technical aspect of the product. But how do we actually bring this to the market? And through an email announcement, as you said too, we found the Lab to Market, the Columbia initiative, and we decided we need to apply. But why? Most importantly, it's because we need to learn. We're students, and there's so much to learn about the business and what it really takes to succeed in a modern global environment requiring a different skill set and a different mindset. We need to see what it takes to challenge ourselves and bring ourselves up to that standard. Because Greece has so many bright minds. There are so many of my colleagues. They're some of the smartest people that I've ever met. And we need to see how we can take this research and how we can apply it. So what we learned over these past 3 days, we learned a lot of things, but we learned mostly how to put the people first, to put the client's needs first, the customer's needs, and adapt our solution to what they need. And I would like to thank everyone here. I would like to thank Columbia University for this opportunity, NTUA for everything that it has taught us, and the Blavatnik Family Foundation for allowing this initiative to happen, and mostly my team for always being there for me. So thank you.
All right. And Erasmus.
So, hello everyone. I would like to start by first thanking Lab to Market for helping me be here, because they truly supported me even before we started, because I live in Crete and I wouldn't be able to be with you today without them. So, I would like to start by introducing who I am. I'm Gerasmos Pneumatikakis. I am a graduate from the Department of Mathematics from the University of Crete, and that's how they helped me be here. And I'm a part of a team that's called Diagonal with Nikolaos Vardonikolakis, Alexandra Sachinidi, and Iakovos Sachinidis, which one of them is a student from NTUA, and the other is already a graduate from Peloponnesus, from the University of Peloponnesus. So, what is Diagonal? How did we come together? The underline is we wanted to save lives, and by a great idea from our CEO, Nikolaos Vardonikolakis, we wanted to prevent sudden deaths, unexpected deaths from cardiac arrest and other cardiac abnormalities. So we are trying to build a product, a patch, that will be able to, it will be able to, it will be able to detect cardiac anomalies and notify the user before it happens. So, yes, I would also like to say that we didn't know, as we are researchers and scientists, how to bring this to the market. And we got this opportunity with Lab to Market, which is an amazing opportunity. We had the pleasure of having mentors with great prestige, and they helped us, as everyone said, bridge the gap between research and market. So I would like to thank again Lab to Market, Columbia University, and NTUA for giving us the pleasure of having this opportunity to make our dreams come true by saving lives. Thank you.
Thank you very much. These were great ideas. I hope you are successful in implementing them, and you have a good time while doing so. This is, thank you very much for organizing this panel. So this is, we are towards the end of this kickoff event. Thank you very much for your participation and for your active support. We at NTUA were very proud of our partners, our colleagues from Columbia University. We're proud of our collaboration also with Endeavor. We're proud for our collaboration with HIAS. It's a dream team. We're grateful to the Blavatnik Foundation for this support. And above all, we're proud of our students. And these are the people who are actually going to make this a success. It's not only the organizations, it's the students that are going to be the important part. The success of our universities is just the sum of the successes of our students. So we wish them good luck in their efforts. Thank you very much.